Welcome to another episode of Meet Mike Monday. I thought today we'd talk about something that we've all been watching for the last couple of days, and that's the terrible devastation brought by this natural disaster, the two hurricanes that have just put people's lives through the ringer. The devastation is incredible. It's tragic. People have lost their lives. People have lost their livelihoods. And this is the time when our federal government really shows its true colors. And I want you to know that my heart and my prayers and my thoughts go out to everybody who's caught up in this terrible natural disaster. And my vote as a member of Congress will go to make sure that our federal government responds to their needs and helps them every way that we possibly can. We have experience regarding natural disasters in our district. It was just a couple of years ago that up in Lake County in the 5th Congressional District, that terrible fires just burned up almost 1,300 homes, 66 businesses, just wiped out everything that people had lived and worked for, in some instances, their entire life. And our government rallied. We came, we stood toe-to-toe with the people of Lake County and the surrounding counties, and we responded to their needs. It brought out the best in everybody. Everyone from first responders to just regular, everyday citizens showed up to help and to help their neighbors and their friends. And I point this out because the government part, because I'm just like you. I don't like paying taxes any more than anybody else. But the fact is, a lot of our tax dollars go to help when there's a natural disaster, such as the fire in Lake County or the hurricanes in Texas and Florida and Georgia. And the fires in Lake County, as I mentioned, burned almost 1,300 homes, 66 businesses, and the federal government came through with $260 million to help people rebuild their lives. Just before that, we had the big earthquake in Napa. Homes were shaken right off of their foundation. People's lives were devastated. They lost their homes, they lost valuable possessions, heirlooms passed down from family member to family member. And it was the federal government showed up in that instance also, worked closely with the locals. And again, it was another example of the best that came out in people. People walked out of their homes that were devastated to go and make sure their neighbors were okay. People responded, first responders were there, government employees were out without even being called to respond when their neighbors were in need. And then again, our tax dollars were used. It was about $80 million in federal tax dollars that came into Napa to help. So I know nobody likes to pay taxes, but I just thought it was important to point this out, that our tax dollars go not only to pay for our national defense, to pay for our safety in our airways and highways and bridges and roads and education and health care and clean air and clean water, but when there's an emergency, when there's a natural disaster, we're able to respond. And that's because, in part, of the tax dollars that we all contribute. So please keep the victims of this latest natural disaster in your thoughts and your prayers. We'll help get them through this. We'll be a stronger country because of it. And I know that all of you share my concern for the victims of this latest natural disaster. So thank you very, very much.